everybody. Welcome back to the Film Buds podcast. This is episode number 64, and my name is Henry.
I keep thinking we're on like 60. Last week I thought it was 68. This week I thought it was 69. I don't know what's going on.
Huh.
I'm Chloe.
So thank you for joining us. We're going to be talking about The House with a Clock in Its Walls, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then we're going to be doing a retro review of another clock-oriented movie.
Okay, look. It's not because it's clocked. It's because it's directors who veered away from their usual thing to do a kids movie.
I picked it because it was clocks.
That doesn't... oh my gosh, you're like the penicillin of people.
Yeah.
Thought process-wise.
Yeah. But that's going to be Martin Scorsese's Hugo from 2011. And, you know, we have all the usual stuff. So thanks for joining us once again. And we should say we are, I guess, maybe a little late getting the show out. But I guess
who knows anymore?
Yeah. So it's never been we never postpone it for
fun.
Yeah.
Taunting.
But I guess that does kind of bring us to my little story.
News of the week. Yeah.
So yesterday was honestly one of the more stressful days I've had in a long time. Mm-hmm. The night before, I was having to cover a closing shift, you know. So, and around 5:30 or so, I got a text from my mother saying, "Hey, so although I'm with our neighbors and I'm already on the way, I've fallen and broken my leg."
Oh my gosh.
Or I think I've broken my leg.
Whilst you were at work?
Yes, this was.
Oh, that's really stressful.
This was at about 5:30, and so I still had about 2 hours of work left. I was like, "Oh, okay," you know, and
you
so
left now.
I mean, I couldn't. I mean, I couldn't just leave. No, but the thing was, she was with two of our neighbors, and so it was. It's not like she was just by herself. If she was by herself, then I would have. But
right.
Then finally got finished up.
If Kaylee like breaks a nail, I will run over there.
Yeah, I mean, I really wanted to
with my barely working legs.
Yeah. Anyways, so when I got off work, they said, "Well, you know, although the neighbors have gone, there's nothing more that you can really do tonight. Yeah. So you can go on home and come tomorrow." And so I did. And that brings us to yesterday morning, Thursday, right? Yeah. At about 10 o'clock, I saw her for about a half hour, and she's in a room and all that jazz.
That's good.
Yeah. She wasn't just out in the hallway, you know, so. But then after about a half hour, her main doctor came in and said, "Hey, you know, of course, with this break, it was like right near her hip-ish, kind of high."
Oh,
yeah.
How'd it happen?
She was out in the garden and she fell and kind of landed really
just like that
poorly. Yeah,
man.
So, and he said, of course, the easiest and more efficient way to fix this would be to do surgery. And it just so happens that like in an hour,
I have an opening.
Yes, to do surgery. And all of this was, you know, really kind of just stressful and chaotic just because it all happened so quickly. She's like, "Oh, okay," you know. And so took about 2 hours or so for it to actually start rolling, but I ended up waiting in the waiting room for about like until 6 o'clock. It was a long day.
Oh my word.
And because the surgery didn't start until about maybe 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but it was a pretty, and yeah, they had to go in and like put like cables in and all this stuff. So it was a very long, exhausting day filled
I've had those things.
Yeah, and it had been a very long time since I'd been in a hospital, and like Duke Hospital is like a maze. There's just so many moving pieces, and I mean, very like professional people. So I mean, it's good she's you know she's in good hands, thankfully. But it was really worrying at one moment. So throughout the day, I'd seen all these other surgeons come out and talk to the other visitors saying, "Hey, just so you know, the surgery went well. You can come see her at this point, blah, blah, blah." It's like, okay, so that's what's going to happen with me. But at about 6 o'clock or so, the receptionist said, "Hey, would you just follow me?" And she put me in this consultation room.
Oh my God.
I was just, oh my God. Because I was like half, I was like half asleep. I was completely exhausted.
Yeah.
I was like, no. And I had to wait in there for like 10 minutes, just wondering. And then, but luckily the guy came in said, no, this is just a standard procedure. She's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like this weight of stress lifted off. But yeah, it was a pretty long day. I'm going to go see her after we do the show, but she's okay. You know, she's
That's good.
I mean, somewhat. She's going to have to do some physical therapy and all that stuff. But but definitely a bit of a whirlwind.
Definitely.
You know? Yeah.
She might go off, and I always went off and because they took the stuff out, but I always went off in metal detectors at the airport.
Oh yeah,
So,
I think that happened with her.
She has that to look forward to.
Her hip replacement from years ago. So.
Oh, she's had.
And that's one thing that they were worried about is that that could have gotten loose,
right?
But apparently it didn't. So
yeah,
it was a relatively smooth fix. But
that's good.
Yeah, so
boy, oh boy,
saw a lot of different doctors and nurses. You know, a lot of interactions. Yeah,
that's cute.
So got to go to the cafeteria.
Did you fall in love?
I didn't. It felt weird going back to it. I hadn't eaten in a cafeteria for like 2 years. I felt like I was back in middle school or something, like trying to find a place to sit.
You were in middle school 2 years ago?
Yes.
Cool.
Took me a while, but no. It was like, trying to find a place to sit. Who am I going to sit with? I mean, I sat alone, but
yeah.
So
just like middle school.
Just like middle school. So
wait, were you the kid who like sat near the bathrooms with his friends?
No.
Did you not have those kids at your school? In high school, obviously you can't do that in middle school, but
neither of the cafeterias were near bathrooms.
What?
No, they were kind of like down the hallway.
Well, did kids sit in the hallways instead of the
in
cafeteria?
high school? They did, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But no.
I could see that being you. Not as an insult.
Sometimes I sat in the hallway with people,
yeah.
but
okay,
just whatever mood.
I was a
struck.
library kid, so
yeah, that makes sense.
with my friends though.
Yeah.
Not all the time, just some of the time.
Yeah.
Because we never did our homework.
Ooh, rebel here.
Not really. Actually, well, I don't know. I don't want to get in trouble with anybody.
Okay.
But I didn't always do my math homework. I wrote down the math homework and the answers.
Well, there you go.
And the way some other people did it.
Yeah.
So.
Nice.
My philosophy has changed a little bit since high school, but in high school, when you're in high school, it's totally different because you're like, this is so trivial. I'm never going to use this, which I still think is true, like about math for me, whatever, right?
Sure.
Which was my excuse for not really paying a lot of attention. Mm-hmm. But I would say, well, if I can do it in any way with the least amount of effort possible, doesn't that really mean I'm achieving the most?
I suppose so.
It doesn't, but that was what I thought at the time. But now I can't speak Spanish, so
very wise.
I really wish I could.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah. But gosh, anyways.
Your phone's blowing up?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, but yeah, it was definitely a long day. It's filled with, drinking bad coffee and, just endless waiting.
That's a good end to that sentence, buddy.
Yeah, but also it was also kind of annoying because my phone was.
No! Oh my God, I'm so mad.
What?
I put your present by the door. I said, Chloe, he needs this today. We're going to bring it. And guess what I didn't bring?
Wait, we should say you brought me flowers for my mother.
I'm so mad at myself. I can't even. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, I actually ordered you something. It's not here, but
Henry. Henry, I'm having a Halloween party. You're invited. But
thank you.
I didn't send out the invite yet because you don't want to send it out too early or you look like it's not cute. You know what I mean?
It's like desperate,
I wouldn't say desperate, but like I think you know this about me. I'm like an obsessive planner. Like I enjoy the process, but also I can't avoid it. You know what I mean? Like I've already started decorations, prepping, that kind of thing. I have a whole bunch of lists and stuff. I already have the invite on my phone. I just haven't sent it out, but
just waiting for the right moment.
Like right now.
Yeah.
But it's cute. I'll show you.
Okay.
Except I might make the thing go.
But
I'll text it to you. That's cute.
Okay. Yeah, that works.
Because we're millennials, so even though we're sitting across from each other, I'm going to text you.
Okay. Yeah, so... Oh, I mean, but I was in the waiting room for a while, and there was this...
I sent it to the wrong Henry.
Whoops. Butterfingers.
Okay, hold on.
There was
That's
this
embarrassing.
father and his daughter who were there waiting, and they just heard that I guess the wife and her mother.
Oh my God, was it like a This Is Us moment?
No, this was perfectly happy. Like they had gotten good news, but they're
That's
waiting.
What I meant, but yeah.
Oh, but they're waiting to
find out.
Yes, when they could see her, but they periodically throughout the 4 or 5 hours they would call 6 or 7 people each and to update them about what was happening, and they would just leave the same voicemail. So it got to the point where I could just leave the message for them if they needed.
That would have been sweet. You should have offered.
But so that was fun.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
I remember, have I talked about this? It's it was really effing bizarre. And it's like the episode with most death of House. But anyway. But after my first surgery, because I was a baby, right? Not literally, but I think I was 11. But they overdosed me on anesthesia. So I was conscious, but my body was incapable of moving for 4 hours.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I was stuck in there. So I could hear my family being really upset and stuff.
Right.
And I was like, no, I'm fine. But I couldn't move anything. It was so creepy.
That is weird.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It was really creepy. And I could hear my mom crying and stuff. And I was like,
oh man,
this is horrible.
Yeah, this is pretty bad. Yeah, my mother was telling me when she got out of after she finished, she was telling me about the other people who were around the ER with her, like patients, and they're all these horror stories, oh yeah, this carpenter with his face destroyed, and
my uncle chainsawed his leg off once, and my dad and I had to drive him to the hospital.
Good Lord.
I know. Dr. Gary was supposed to be on the show today, everybody. He was sober.
So he was sober.
He was excited, but he'll be here eventually. He doesn't wake up before 12:30 p.m., so he couldn't do it. Yeah, they called him the vampire at work because he worked with blood and he wouldn't wake up. He was only awake at night.
Classic Gary.
Classic Gare Bear.
Yeah.
I know.
So yeah, I'm trying.
He used to not wake up till 3 p.m. So he's getting more normal.
Yeah, he's getting there. Yeah, so I think that other than that, yeah, so just a long day, but it seems like it's the
worst is being past you.
Correct. Yes.
That's good. You're past the worst. I don't know which way to put, because if the worst is past you, that means it's to come, right? So that's not it.
Yeah.
I love semantics. It makes me happy.
Indeed.
Did you see the invite? It's cute.
No, not yet. I'll check it out when
Henry, just look at it really quickly. Oh my God, we're not a very professional. Yeah, there you go.
So,
doing it away from the equipment. I like it. I went to visit a wedding venue for my sister.
Oh, really?
It was dope.
Oh, that is nice. It's a good invite.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm levitating my cats because it's Harry Potter themed party. All the film buds out there are invited.
Oh, that's nice of you.
I mean, yeah, I already said it, so can't take it back. But I mean it. What was the funny name last week?
The what?
The funny name last week? A film nutter can definitely come.
Yeah, film nutter.
But then the one last week was mashed potatoes or something.
Oh, yeah.
Mashed potato 90210.
Potato masher.
Potato masher.
Classic name.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll keep y'all updated about her condition.
That's good.
She should be able to come home in the next couple of days, hopefully, but not verified yet. So,
do we have to start talking about movies yet, or can we talk about the Elefante in the country, in the stateroom? Hilarious. Can we talk about it? I listened to the entire hearing yesterday.
Oh, did you? Yeah, we watched it periodically.
He is an insane... He lost his effing mind.
Yeah.
And I'm here for it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
P.S. We can make this movie-oriented. Dr. Ford's going to get her own movie, and it's going to be amazing.
Oh, she probably, yeah.
Oh, my God.
It's probably already in development.
We're going to get a Mueller movie. That's going to be amazing. Maybe Edward Norton will play him. I don't know.
I could see that.
Right?
Yeah,
it kind of just
work.
came to me. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Ford's going to get her own movie.
Who's going to direct it, though?
Which one? Mueller? Probably effing Ron Howard. He's trying to be Spielberg.
Clint Eastwood.
So... No, Clint Eastwood wouldn't do it. He's too busy talking to his empty chair. If you recall.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Clint.
No. But yeah, oh my God, I'm like ready for all that. Like, good for you. She's gonna get a movie.
Yeah.
Don't you think so?
Sure.
It might be boring, but it'll happen, I think.
Yeah, especially if Ronnie Howard directs it.
True. Actually, you know what? Because she'd have to sign her life rights for the movie, and I don't think she'd do that, so I take it back. Did you know she went to UNC?
Did she?
She's in Kaylee's parents' graduating class.
Wow.
Cray, right?
Yeah.
My God. Yeah.
Exciting.
No. If you're not interested in politics because you're like, oh, it's too like overwhelming, but like also boring and like I don't care that much, despite all the Michigas Tuesday-ish word, the craziness, whatever, right? Just take a moment and just like you can even watch a late night clip of somebody watching, like reviewing his testimony.
Yeah.
He is insane.
Yeah, it was quite something
Oh my God, he lost it.
Yeah, he did.
Wowza.
Yeah.
Nut job.
Yeah.
Utter nut job.
So I guess that's about it for
that.
Yeah. Well, should we talk about
Yeah, let's do it.
clock walls?
Here's a clip to take a listen.
Yeah, so we'll get into a review of The House with the Clock in Its Walls. And as Chloe said, we have a clip, so take a listen.
Jack-o'-lantern.
They scare away evil, and iron does too. Well, it repels evil, like bug spray. And that is why we have iron horseshoes, and that's why cemetery gates are made of iron.
And how does one become a full-fledged warlock?
You have to defeat an evil spirit by using your own magic.
That is absolutely right. What smells of rancid sulfur? Bad kitty!
Yeah, so before we do the movie, the gift I ordered you, it's one you either could like go crazy or you're like, oh, that works, but
is it a dirt buster? Is
What?
it a cleaning product?
It has nothing to do with cleaning.
Dang, well.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Well, that's so nice regardless. I will covet it.
It's at least related to something you like, one way or the other. So you'll be able to enjoy it.
Is it Noah Cyrus's $12,000 bottle of tears?
I don't know who that is.
Perfect. I didn't really either, but that was like everyone was talking about it.
Gotcha.
So
anyways, so
Cyrus's sister.
Yeah. The House with the Clock in Its Walls is directed by Eli Roth.
What?
Stars Jack Black.
Wait, we need to pause again.
Okay.
The kid is not Jacob Tremblay.
Yeah, I know. Did you think it was?
This happened to me 2 weeks in a row that I've been shook by. I was positive it was. Does he not look just like Jacob Tremblay?
He does, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Tremblay's in The Predator, not this.
I was like, wow, he's really like sprouted fast. But no, it's because it's a different kid, but they look exact this whole time. I even said on here, I thought it was Tremblay.
Sorry.
So did you.
Oh.
Oh my
My
God,
bad.
but it's not. This is Owen.
Some other kid.
Oh my.
Some other goofball.
Is his name Owen?
Owen Vacharo.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so Owen Vacharo, Cate Blanchett.
Queen. Eli Roth has a cameo.
Yeah.
Look out for that. It's pretty obvious.
Yeah. And
Kyle MacLachlan.
Yeah.
And that lady, I don't know. Do you know her?
The lady.
No, his wife.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
And the synopsis is a young orphan named Louis Barnevelt aids his magical uncle in locating a clock with the power to bring about the end of the world.
Wow.
So, yeah. This one, yeah, I mean, so it is a pretty big departure for Eli Roth, who mostly does like pretty violent horror movies. So
extremely violent.
Yeah, kind of gore fests.
Yeah.
So, well, Chloe, because you were at least kind of wanting to see this.
I was super wanting to see it, Henry, and it did not disappoint, to be honest. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, because I have that very, like, movies like this were a big part of my growing up, and so I still, like, I love the fantasy, the imagination.
Right.
The kind of happy, simple story. Like, I love a happy ending We've talked about that.
Sure.
Love a happy ending. Don't mind a relatively simple plot if it's executed in a fun way. Love sweet characters. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind a black and white movie. Do you know what? Character-wise.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
sure.
good people
good
and bad
evil,
people.
good and
I don't
evil.
need all the cognitive dissonance. I get that enough in real life, you know? But I think this movie did exactly what it meant to do. Like, it was a beautiful little kids movie that your inner child can enjoy regardless of age. Papa Strauss loved it. He was laughing the whole time. He loved it. I, too, was laughing quite a bit.
See, I wasn't.
You didn't think it was funny?
Not really.
Oh, Papa Strauss and I thought it was hilarious. We
had some laughs in my theater, so.
My dad does not really go to movie theaters very much for various reasons. But yeah, so I didn't know that I assumed, because you've met my mom, that I get a lot of things from my mom, right?
Sure.
But my loud talking in movie theaters comes from Papa Strauss. So that was a nice revelation, because I kept me just like, you have to whisper. Where most people are like, shh. So I'm not super,
Right.
A+ on this, but I'm like, you have to actually whisper. Because he just talks like this in the movie. I'm like, okay. To be fair, though, a woman in front of us took a phone call during the movie.
Oh, Lord.
So
I would have been
Gary's
out.
fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would have been out of there.
Oh, my God, I was pissed.
Yeah.
My dad was like, it's okay. Calm down. Because, I get angry.
Yeah.
I
Just
have a
little.
slight temper, but
Yeah.
anyway. But no, I really liked it. I thought it was fantastical. Lots of interesting ideas. I liked the subtle. I think your computer's heating up is what it is. Henry's looking around for that sound. And I think it's your computer getting hot and toasty.
Okay. Continue.
Yeah, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, I like the subtle messages about friendship. Like, those are all very good for kids to see. The kid from mid-90s was in it. I said, oh, my God, yeah, you're everywhere. Okay. He's been like 8 movies this year. You go. You know what I mean?
A lot of kids these days in movies.
Yeah.
That's my input.
That is your input. But it's also a kid's movie, so it makes sense.
Fair.
I'm always here for Jack Black.
Oh, sure.
I'm more here for Kate effing Blanchett. Blanchett. The way I pronounce her name sounds bad. Blanchett. Anyway, I'm obsessed with her. Except she didn't deserve the Oscar for Katharine Hepburn. That's the one thing.
We don't need to go down that rabbit hole again.
Other than that, I love her, and she's great. And she was so good in this. Also, Henry, this had like a lot of subtle, like intense tones, and I was kind of here for it.
A lot of subtle tones.
Poor Miss Zimmerman's, I think, husband and daughter died in like the Holocaust was the implication there, and I was like, gee willikers. And I always loved the overarching
Which it's
you live your life.
I've heard it both ways.
Yeah. Theme of just like, love triumphs over all. Like, you can be strong no matter what and find good somewhere.
Classic tale.
And we need that, We need it. And it was an interesting story. Haven't seen it 1,000 times, I liked it a lot more than Henry. I can tell you from his face, which you can't see, but I have the privilege of doing so.
If only.
I know, we should do little YouTube videos. We always talk about this.
We should start doing a video one.
Oh my God. No, only little ones. Like, if you want a lot more of this, you can listen to our podcast. You know what I mean? We can do that. We should just do a bunch in one day, except we won't know what the movies are like. But anyway, yes.
Oh, yeah, should we mention that bonus thing? Maybe?
Yeah, we're going to do a bonus Harry Potter.
In November.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah. Continue.
Maybe Braden will be here.
Maybe.
That'd be so nice.
Yeah. Or you can get one of your friends who are Potter files.
We don't like that.
Potter fans.
Potterheads.
Potterheads, yeah.
But yeah, no, I just really liked it. I thought the acting was good. Non-Jacob Tremblay was super cute. I liked him a lot. Mm-hmm. This is really weird.
Jacob Tremblay stand-in.
I began to doubt it was Jacob Tremblay when the kid was crying. So that's not how Jacob Tremblay cries. And I felt weird for knowing that. But he cried a lot. He cried a lot in Room, okay?
Yeah.
And he also cried in Wonder, even though he had stuff,
Didn't catch
prosthetics. But Wonder?
No.
It's a good book. Jacob Tremblay only makes movies that were good books, except Predator, I guess. I don't know. But
probably an acclaimed novel.
I picked up this book and I'm ready to read it. I love a little fantasy. I'm not above reading a kid's book.
Sure.
You know, I'm confident. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite books of all time is Phantom Tollbooth. Have you read that?
No.
Have you seen the movie?
No.
Henry! I'm literally planning to name a kid after that movie. Not like Tollbooth. The kid's name is Milo. But like, I'm obsessed with it. You've got to watch it. Okay. It's from like the 70s. Holds up. You got to watch it.
Is it like that Colin Farrell movie about where he's in the phone booth and the sniper's on him and he has to...
Yep.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Nailed it.
Yeah.
No, it's so good. Everybody should go watch the Phantom Tollbooth. But no, I just love this kind of movie. Like, I love, what's it called? Oh, for goodness, what's it called? With the big Chinese dragon looking thing and the kid and the Never-Ending Story. Love that. I love all this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Love it. Why not? You know? It was not too long. It was a little, look, I'll tell you, it was a little drawn out at times, right?
Yeah.
But it's because you're supposed to take in the set, all that kind of stuff. Like, I get it. Also, like we said, it's a kid's movie. Kids, sometimes, you know, more time is better for them to take everything in. You know what I mean? It's just the way it, like, there's nothing wrong with that. So,
no.
This is like a movie that I will rewatch when I'm like...
Painting.
Exactly, because there's
just look up every once in a while.
There's some inspiration there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't quite say. Well, now I'm getting annoying. I wasn't gonna say painting, but like drawing.
It's like Valerian. You know, just look up, see an awesome visual.
Yeah, and it's sweet, and I like it.
I'm so glad.
Mm-hmm. Your turn.
Well, I mean, I thought it was all right. I mean, I liked probably Jack Black and Cate Blanchett's chemistry and kind of their focus the most. Like, that's kind of what kept me going. I mean, I thought...
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, my dad and I were the only ones laughing at their, like, jokes, and we were like, whoops.
Yeah.
This is our sense of humor, too.
And, while I agree, it didn't overstate its welcome. Sorry, I can't really talk today. I felt like the pacing was a little... lackluster. Like I just felt like it just kind of was not choppy, but it was a little sluggish for me. And so I that's one thing I had an issue with. And I mean, I felt like it was kind of drawing from, you know, Del Toro, maybe a little Burton.
Yeah.
But
not too much though.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I know. And so some of that just felt a little too familiar, but I mean, I thought it was charming and fun, and it's just kind of light, you know, fantasy fare.
Yeah.
But, and I will say I wasn't crazy about the humor aside from maybe some of the performance moments with Jack Black and Cate Blanchett. But, you know, I mean, it's an interesting departure for Eli Roth, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And so I would be interested to see what he does after this, if he's just going to go right back or if he's going to keep down this road.
Too.
Because it's doing well, and so I could see him... Because a lot of his other movies don't really do well, and so I see him.
Because they're repugnant.
That's one word. So, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Kyle MacLachlan, always great.
Sure.
My goodness.
Yeah.
I liked their take on, like, witchcraft. Thought it was very interesting.
Yeah.
That part was unusual. I know it's based on a book, but like that part was kind of unusual. You know?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the one thing I'm kind of having issues with in this type of movie now is everything in terms of the visuals. They're these like dark, glossy look to them, and it just gets a little repetitive. Like it just like they're almost like taking from Alice in Wonderland, like all these movies. These Disney.
What? This did not look like Alice in Wonderland.
No, but I mean, in terms of this, like, it mixes these dark, glossy visuals with really bright ones, and it just starts to feel, especially they're done in a lot of these other movies, it just feels kind of the same. Even if the designs are slightly different, I'm just starting to kind of phase out when I see that, just because it feels the same. But
I didn't quite get that from this. But
it's just like the aesthetic look feels very familiar. It's just getting a little boring. That's all. But I mean, I agree. There's some pretty inspired designs, and so you know,
The house was dope.
Yeah, cool house. I mean, I'd live there.
I love it when houses are characters because I feel like my house has emotions.
Sure.
I know I sound like a freak, but sometimes I really feel like my house is like
Speaking
feeling
to you?
stuff. No, we haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is obviously they say like it has personality, like.
Which, yeah, I mean, is one of the things that...
And I've lived in the same house my whole life, like.
Yeah, so have I, yeah. So, yeah, I know what you mean. So, I think that whole house aspect, too, I mean, that's kind of what it feels drawn from something like Del Toro with Crimson Peak or Tim Burton with, I don't know, isn't there one where it's like the house feels very iconic?
Well, big fish houses were important. I don't know which one you're talking about.
Yeah,
though.
it'll come to me, but yeah,
They're
I mean,
all
like,
cool. Well, even like Edward Scissorhands, I guess.
Yeah.
They all have pretty.
yeah, where the kind of the location it's not fetishized, but it's very much a character, and so I like that aspect to it because it feels a little more fleshed out and real.
Yeah.
You know, so although it does like feel, I mean, I haven't seen it, I've only seen the trailers, but it does, which especially with Jack Black in it, it just feels very similar to Goosebumps, like the same type of look, same type of character that he's playing. It just feels the same, and so I mean, I'm always here for Jack Black. You know, I love the guy,
Yeah.
but that part just maybe just in terms of the casting felt like a little
Yeah, but I mean, if it works,
lackluster.
it works, you know?
Yeah, I guess, but so
Yeah,
I did
have
really
that
like Kate Blanchett in it, and I just feel like they were putting in a lot more into this movie than what we were getting from it, like in terms of like the actors and everything. Like they were putting in a lot more, but it wasn't really being fully realized or presented on screen, if that makes any sense. Like I could see the work and the inspiration, but it just didn't kind of come together for me completely.
Right.
But I mean, I still enjoyed it.
I'm still waiting for, am I? I can't decide. One of my fave movies in this genre, like, Young Toll Booth is up there, right? That one's a little more okay, if you ask me, melancholic is a word, I'm going to use it.
Okay.
It's not, and I don't care.
That sounds like someone who's just...
If hangry can be in the actual dictionary, which it is now, by the way, and selfie, then I can use
fair. I mean, that sounds like someone who's just depressed a lot. I'm a melancholic, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but Bedknobs and Broomsticks, we've been over this. Obsessed. It's another older one. Like, go watch it. It's amazing. If you need that burst of like inspiration, like just a happy little, it's a little like the underlying plot is a little intense, right? But it's so well done, so much fun. Go do it. You know?
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
I'm also here for the new Mary Poppins. I'm surprised at myself.
I thought you weren't.
I know, but now I am.
It does have that, again, it's like that dark, glossy look to it. It's that same thing that I'm getting a little tired of.
Yes.
So.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, but I mean,
like a mirror glazed on a cake.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
I got you.
But I mean, no, Mary Poppins looks all right. I mean, it has Emily Blunt, so I'll see it for that.
Dick Van Dyke.
Oh yeah,
and Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yeah.
Come on. I don't. The kids don't look super cute, but sorry,
what's his face? Rob Marshall doing that? I think
don't know.
The guy who did Into the Woods and
oh really?
Pirates of the Caribbean 4. I think I could be wrong, but it looks like that type of movie.
Ben Winshaw's in it. Winshaw. I don't know. That guy.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird. Some of the casting seems weird to me is my point. Mm-hmm. But
we'll see.
You know?
Yeah, we'll see.
That's like, oh yeah.
Okay.
It related me to a point that I had in my mind that I had not fully recalled, and then once I did, I realized it's not yet applicable as it has to do with the next movie we'll be discussing.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right. Anything else you want to mention?
No.
No?
I liked it. I liked New Jacob Tremblay, and I'm sorry to you that I forgot. Not that I forgot that I didn't know that you were not Jacob Tremblay.
Yeah, I only found out.
It's a compliment that I think you're Jacob Tremblay, by the way. So
yeah, I only realized that it was him after the fact because I was listening to a podcast and they said, "Oh yeah, and Jacob Tremblay, blah blah blah." I was like, "Oh, that's who the kid was."
Oh, in Predator.
Yeah.
How rude. Was he good? Did he kill it?
He was all right.
How dare
The
you?
character was a little annoying, but
well, that's not his fault, is it? If the character was annoying, was he supposed to be annoying?
I guess.
Then Jacob Tremblay did a great job.
Well, I mean, not necessarily in a good way. It's complicated. It's a whole thing.
I don't care about Predator.
You know,
Is Predator an alien?
Yeah.
Okay, so what more do I need to know?
Yeah, he's a... Well, yeah, I mean, it's a pretty simple story. Just this alien comes to Earth and they go after and try and kill it.
Great.
Yeah.
How fresh and new.
It's pretty thrilling.
Yeah.
So
I'm here for the Men in Black reboot with Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson.
Oh, what? Tessa Thompson, sure. But
I don't love Chris Hemsworth myself.
Well, I'm more just tired of the reboot thing. That's all. It's not...
Fair enough.
I have nothing against them.
But I feel like there's a lot to... Generally, I'm with you. But reboots to me are at least better than remakes. Like this, I feel like they can do a lot with... Like, it's such a wide open world.
Yeah.
The Men in Black kind of world. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like... And perhaps because there's already an established universe there...
Mm-hmm.
that they can go more into the story faster,
Yeah,
which I like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm definitely keeping it open.
Yeah, maybe so. All right, well, out of 5, I'll go 3.5.
I'll go like a really nice surprise party that's not overdone, but like has some decorations, like a really pretty cake.
Surprise party for you or for someone else?
Either one. I take joy in all such things.
Okay.
Maybe somebody else because I'm not going to divulge everything about my personal life on here, but I don't like birthdays so much.
I feel like you mentioned that before.
I'll tell you because my best friend Mary makes fun of me for it all the time, and now she can't. But I used to cry when people sang me happy birthday.
Like out of joy? Like
no. Like I would I'd have a breakdown. I'd just start crying.
For
I don't
reason?
know, Henry.
I was wondering if you had some childhood trauma.
I'm sure I did, Henry.
You just can't think of it. Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. That's too bad.
Yeah, so it's kind of funny. And now just nobody sings it to me. So it could still happen. But like Mary will start going, happy birthday. I say, shut the F up.
Huh.
Yeah. But she's a good friend.
Oh, yeah. Sure. All right. I guess we can move on to Martin Scorsese's Hugo. And we have a clip for this one too, so take a listen.
Monsieur Le Beast gave me a book the other night.
He's always doing that.
Sending books to a good home.
That's what he calls it.
He's got real purpose.
What do you mean?
Everything has a purpose. Even machines. Clocks tell the time and trains take you places. They do what they're meant to do. Like Monsieur Le Beast. Maybe that's why broken machines make me so sad. They can't do what they're meant to do. Maybe it's the same with people. If you lose your purpose, it's like you're broken. Like Papa George. Maybe we can fix him.
Okay, so Hugo was released in 2011 and is directed by Martin Scorsese and stars Ben Kingsley, Sacha Baron Cohen, Asa Butterfield. Is it Asa or Asa?
Asa.
Asa Butterfield, Chloe Grace Moretz, Ray Winstone, Emily Mortimer, Christopher Lee, Helen McCrory, Michael Stuhlbarg, Jude Law. And the synopsis is, in Paris in 1931, an orphan named Hugo Cabret, who lives in the walls of a train station, is wrapped up in a mystery involving his late father and an automaton. And so this one is, similar to House with a Clock in Its Walls for Eli Roth, this is Martin Scorsese's only PG movie to date.
He made it for his child.
Correct. And so it was a pretty big departure from what he'd been doing before. You know, he'd been doing like The Departed, and I don't know what the movie right before this was, but then, you know, he went on to do The Wolf of Wall Street right after this. So
let's see. I'm curious now too.
And so I mean, this for me is actually one of my favorites, if not my most favorite Martin Scorsese movie.
His movie right before this was a documentary called Public Speaking about Fran Lebowitz. Interesting. Nobody saw that. Let's see. The one before that was Letter to Elia about Elia Kazan. Nobody saw that either. And then Shutter Island.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So it was a pretty big
Those
departure.
Those were all the same year, so.
Yeah, so this one, it's definitely one of my favorites and just kind of one of my favorite films. But I mean, I think it looks incredible for one thing.
Mm-hmm. The open tracking shot?
The open tracking shot
took 1,000 computers in 1 year.
Wow.
For one. Oh my God.
That's Marty, you know?
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's incredibly well put together despite it being a very different type of film for Scorsese. And
but it's because he knows his craft so well. He can maneuver when he chooses.
Yeah.
With excellence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In case anyone has listened to the show before, I'm obsessed with Martin Scorsese.
Yeah, so I think it's able to balance like really great emotional drama with very fun, kind of magical humor and adventure, I guess you can say. But I think this is probably one of Asa Butterfield's only good, really performances and good movies.
Yikes.
I guess Marty made him great. I don't know.
Of course.
Yeah. But I think that the supporting cast is very good as well. Like, I mean, Chloe Grace Moretz, you don't really like her, but I think she's pretty decent in this. And then Ben Kingsley is what's his face?
George
Méliès. Yeah. And it's just and also I think similar to House with a Clock in Its Walls, the train station really feels like it is a character and it's very fleshed out.
It's not even real.
Yeah. And
that's crazy.
This is definitely his most special effects heavy.
Oh, by like 95%.
Yeah. And but it doesn't really feel that way. Like it looks very grounded, if that makes sense.
The style overall all matches really well.
Yeah.
So that helps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's actually there matches the CGI really well. So aesthetically it goes together. It's not like, what the heck is that doing there?
Yeah.
You know?
And I think it feels somewhat Spielbergian in the fact that it's dealing with this boy and his father. You know, it's these kind of paternal relationships. So I'm sure.
Hashtag Jude Law.
Yeah.
He only had 3 minutes on screen, and guess what?
He's great in it. He's really good.
So good in
he's
it.
really good.
3 minutes and he's so good.
Yeah.
That's like, I think that's the least amount of screen time for an Oscar nomination was 3 minutes. I could be wrong and I can't remember who it is, but I'm pretty sure that's a thing.
But yeah,
I'm going to look it up. You talk, Henry.
And I love, even though it's a supporting element, I think the relationship between Sacha Baron Cohen and Emily Mortimer is very fun and charming, and really every relationship feels necessary in one way or the other, which isn't always easy to do. You know, it never cuts away to something where you're like, oh God, we have to watch this for 5 minutes, and then we go back to the interesting part of the story. And also the one thing that this is probably the only movie that really happens, or not the only one, but since the second half in particular is really dealing with the magic of movies, it always makes me or reminds me why I love movies. And anyone who's interested in cinema should watch this, just because it shows you the early stages of movies and the inspiration behind it. And it's very moving.
It's very also comprehensive. Like on so many levels, it demonstrates his love of cinema overall, because he takes from all these different places throughout the cinematic timeline, like as far as technique and style, and it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Also, Hermione Baddeley for Room at the Top in 1959 got a nomination for 2 minutes and 20 seconds on screen.
Huh.
Side note.
And I think also Howard Shore's score is also very good as
Yeah,
well. Which, I mean, it's not a revolutionary score, but
it's
fits
pretty
the movie.
and fun. Exactly. It flows really well. It's seamless. It's a seamless movie.
Yeah.
And I have not talked to anyone who has seen it and dislikes it.
Yeah.
Not a person.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. The more you love movies, the more elevated the movie is.
Yeah, and the screenplay is written by John Logan, who did he wrote Skyfall, Rango, classic.
My plane movie.
Yeah, The Last Samurai, and
Classic.
Some others as well. So he's a pretty big screenwriter, but it's based off a novel, of course, but
right. Still, that as we all know, that does not always go so well.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean,
Have you read it?
I have not.
It's pretty cute. You should read it.
I'll check it out.
It's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Not above it. Also, I was like about the right age, I think, when the movie. No, I wasn't. How old was I? What year is it? 7 years ago? How old was I? No, I wasn't the right age, but I read it anyway.
I guess I was 17. I didn't see it in theaters.
You were 17, so I was
Ish.
15, 15-ish?
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah. You didn't see it in theaters?
No.
So, since my youth, I have been a staunch opposer of 3D.
I'm not a 3D guy.
But apparently, everyone who saw this in 3D, including reviews, if I'm not mistaken, at the time was like, you should see this in 3D.
Yeah.
And I didn't because I hate it, and now I regret it.
Yeah, I did hear that's one of the few that
Because,
really did it well.
You respect, if he's going to do it, it's going to be done
good.
well.
Yeah, and I heard with Pacific Rim, Del Toro's 3D of that movie was great. I didn't see it in 3D, but...
That makes sense too, you know? It's just hard to trust when you've been hurt so many times.
Indeed.
By Avatar.
Yeah. So it's definitely a special movie for me, and it's really worth watching, especially if you are a Scorsese fan or just a movie fan.
It's a biggie for my dad and me too. Like, remember how Cooper was talking about Spirited Away, being like, yeah, this is like my Spirited Away. P.S. Happy birthday, Cooper.
Oh yeah, Cooper, who's was on the show a few months ago. Was his birthday yesterday?
2 days ago.
2 days ago. So if you're listening, man, hope you're well. He's probably not listening, but that's okay.
He told me to say hi to you.
Oh, hi, Cooper.
And Brayden.
Hey, Brayden.
LOL.
Yeah. And we will really try and get Brayden on because I talked to him the other day, and so it would maybe be best if we could try and record on a Sunday. So
Henry,
I'm trying to. Jeez, my mother just broke her leg.
That would have been a perfect excuse for being I can't work on Sunday. You have to take advantage of your misfortune.
That's true. Damn.
I'm really not coming out well on this podcast,
That's okay.
ethically.
That's okay. There's plenty of others that they can listen to. So
yeah, great.
Yeah, it's just a great movie. It's on Amazon Prime right now, I think. So
is it?
I believe so.
Oh my God, go listen. You got to,
you
watch.
Mean go watch?
Either one.
Or listen to it. It's
Either one. If a movie's good, it should hold up no matter what sense you're using.
Yep. Yeah, so.
Yeah, so appealing. And and obviously it's a complete, sorry, that was my fault. I was tapping my leg. It's a complete departure thematically from what he had done in the past, what he has done since, more or less, right? But a lot of the themes are still there. Like, he loves dealing with characters. How do I phrase this? Well, it's kind of different. He likes dealing with gray characters. Like, we're saying House of the Clock and whatever is black and white. Everything he does, super gray, right? You usually follow the bad guy and like him in most of Scorsese's movies, right?
Yeah.
In this one, what he brought to it, because like it is a kid's movie, obviously it's based on a book, like we said. But aside from that, he still chose to embrace these parts where you start with people who you think are the bad guys, like Ben Kingsley and Sacha Baron Cohen, and they aren't great because they're not happy, right? But they transform to be, like good guys, basically, and I just love how he brought so many elements that he has utilized in all of his other works into this. Like, it's a coherent part of his filmography.
Yeah.
It makes sense. And I just really admire how he can do what he wants because he's in control.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and if you do, it's pretty crazy to just look back at the last few films he's done, because he did this, Wolf of Wall Street, and Silence.
So different.
And they're like,
I just read Silence. Pretty good.
Yeah, I think I read it years ago, I think. But
it's thick.
It is, yeah.
With 2 C's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's rare a filmmaker can have that much variety and also have them all be great.
Yeah. And we've had questions like that. Like, do you think it's better if director can do mediocre, I kept in my head saying mediocrity, mediocre movies across genres, or be really good in their genre? No, be like Martin Scorsese.
Just kill
it or don't.
Yeah, just kill it across the board.
Kill it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Love.
Yeah. All right, well, it's a 5 for me. Heavy 5.
Oh my God. You know what it is? Stick with me here.
Okay.
It's like the first time on my phone I saw anybody do that, like, confetti, where like you write something, you text something to them, and then they can make confetti on your phone. I was like, oh my God, wow. It's like that.
Special moment.
Except I don't love technology. So take the technology element out of that, just the wonder I had at the, oh my gosh, like this. I'm sure I could think of a better example. You know what else it reminds me of? When I was a wee lass, because we miss Braden.
Sure.
I was like obsessed with the Big Apple Circus, which is a circus in New York, as the title announces. And I was on crutches, whatever, and I was like obsessed with it. Like, I went every year with my fam, whatever, and I was obsessed with Grandma, who was the lead clown. And because my mom and my aunt are like amazing fairy godmothers, except it doesn't quite make sense because they're my actual family and all that stuff. But anyway, so they make wonderful things happen. So we met Grandma, and I was like, oh my God, I love you, but probably didn't talk because I was really shy when I was little and everything like this. But Grandma took us backstage behind the circus, and I got to see the circus in all its real glory and where everyone was kind of like staying, like the little tents and stuff. It was like the best thing ever, and that's like this movie to me.
Yeah.
That's much better than the phone confetti. But that is what sprang to mind, so that is what I said.
Hey, whatever does it. So, yeah. All right. Well.
P.S. That circus only took in previously abused animals, so it respected the animals.
Okay. Good. I was wondering. So, all right. Well, I guess with the reviews done, some news you want to talk about, Chloe?
I'm kind of mad at myself this week with news because I have not. It's been like one of those.
Yeah.
So I didn't make my usual list.
You check out that new X-Men trailer?
I did.
Not great.
There's nothing about it I'm interested in.
Yeah,
like not one element.
Yeah, I mean, I like the X-Men franchise a lot, but it just was like, for one, there was just a lack of any interesting visuals.
Oh my God!
It was just a bunch of
same, blah blah blah, over and over.
It was just a bunch of like tight close-ups on actors giving these kind of overly serious monologues and lines, and it was just,
we've had enough.
Yeah, I'm not saying. I mean, I guess Marvel is taking control of that.
Yes,
so
they are.
This is probably going to be
a new phase.
Yeah, so this is hopefully going to be the darkest before the dawn moment.
Yeah. Did you hear that Gambit is going to be a romantic comedy?
I think I did.
What the heck?
That'll be interesting.
What the heck are you talking about, people?
So yeah, that one comes out in next February, I believe, which is just like a dump month for movies. So
yeah,
and then also they have their horror one, like that has the girl from
Maisie Williams.
Yes,
it's got lots of people in it actually.
Yeah, it got pushed back.
I think Anna Taylor-Joy is in it.
Yeah,
and there's a dude who's I don't remember. I haven't seen that trailer that trailer came out a long time ago.
Yeah, because it got pushed back like a year.
Yeah.
And so that's coming out early next year, I believe, as well. And so I'm guessing they're probably not going to have much luck with either, but who knows? I'm more interested in the horror one, what they would do with that, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't know if there's...
Did we say Taron Egerton is playing Elton John?
I did see a photo of that. That will be interesting.
It's going to be dope.
Yeah.
Mark my word, Tom Hanks is playing Mr. Rogers. Everything the world does not need, but people are going to love it because it's Tom Hanks and Mr. Like, name a more iconic duo.
Yeah.
You can't.
It's kind of, hard to dislike. I mean, I think it's going to be a lot like Saving Mr. Banks.
I don't know. It might be kind of different.
I mean, the type of character, like, it just feels... Yeah. Looks the same. Mm-hmm. I mean, I love Tom Hanks, so I'm fine with it, but it does look like it's just gonna be a crowd pleaser.
Yeah, so, exactly.
Big time.
Yeah, which like, it has its place. It has its place. I'm not mad at it, but I'm not like psyched.
Yeah.
Oh my God, there was a knock at the door.
Somebody at the door. Yeah, so no problems. Just a nice neighbor of ours and her young daughter just brought us a little picture. Drew a picture for my mother.
That's too cute.
Yeah.
I want to. This is like why I like living here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm telling you, it's a good spot to be.
It is.
So yeah, and when I go see my mom later, I'll bring her the flowers you brought us. Thank you again.
Oh,
and then I'll bring her this picture, so that'll make her day, I'm sure.
Her flowers are definitely prettier than the ones I brought, but I'm not a miracle worker.
So, yeah, well...
There's more news. Slightly more news.
Let's do it.
They're bringing back Veronica Mars. That's dope.
Okay.
Alan Cumming is going to be a villain in Doctor Who. I can't wait. That's like everything I love. I'm so here for that. Also, the final trailer for Fantastic Beasts came out.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
Oh, my God. It looks amazing. Everyone I've talked to, no, Henry, don't get mad at me. Don't get sassy on me.
They're hating on Depp?
Yep. Everyone's like, yes, it looks perfect, except Johnny Depp brings it down to a 2. And I'm like, I know, but let's just...
Get out of here.
I'll stick with it.
Just go watch his Letterman interviews.
Oh, my gosh. Anyway, it's the same thing, though, with, like, Scorsese. Like, J.K. Rowling, to me, is, like, as you know, a role model of mine in many ways, including morally. And if she has investigated the situation, obviously better than I could, I'm going to kind of pay attention to what she says. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
She has gained that level of respect through all of her work, you know? Not like her writing. I'm not stupid, but like her humanitarianism and blah, 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 blah. And she comes out against stuff like, But speaking of which, there's this very odd controversy. Also, before I get into the controversy, I just need to make it known. Like, this is the episode of Jude Law. Like, he is the... I'm not saying that I'm not saying this to credit myself. I'm saying this to pronounce how excited I am for him playing Dumbledore. I have wanted him to play Dumbledore for years and years and years. Like, I think I've even said on the podcast, like one of the first times I was on it, maybe. But I'm so excited. Like, he's perfect for Dumbledore. Can't wait. Love that they're looking into their little homosexual relationship on screen. Okay, yes. Anyway.
What's all this? I keep on seeing all these posters and all this big buzz about this, like, girl that's in it now, like Nadine or Nagini or something.
Nagini.
Like some new character or something.
It's an issue. Actually, that is the issue now.
Okay.
Because people... Okay, look. Everyone knows that I'm overzealously, like... Not overzealous. I'm not ashamed. But I put a lot of thought into things, their ethical standards as far as I can see, all this kind of stuff,
Sure.
Because it matters to me, and it influences whether I want to or not how I take in anything.
Right.
Which I'm fine with. But the drama on the internet is people don't like that Nagini is being played by a Korean actress. So apparently, I'll back up.
Who's Nagini, though?
Let me back up.
Okay.
Because you don't know anything about Harry Potter. Nagini is Voldemort's snake.
Ah, that's right, yeah.
It's a huge deal. She's a huge deal, right?
Yeah, I remember that.
JK said she's been sitting on this for 20 years. I believe her because she's a queen, right? That Nagini was at one point a witch who, through a maternal family blood curse, transformed into a snake.
Okay.
I'm here for it. People are mad that a Korean actress was cast for 2 reasons. One reason is because Nagini stems from an Indian... It's an Indian word. It stems from Indian culture, right?
Okay.
I understand the argument, but if that were the case, almost everyone in Harry Potter would have to be Italian due to the Latin nature of everyone's names. Okay? My name is French. Do I sound French to you?
Maybe.
Let me marry Timothée Chalamet and I'll work on a dual citizenship. Okay? Anyway. Oh my God, can I call you Henri? No, I hate that.
Don't.
Okay. The
Let's not
second
go there.
reason people don't like that she's a Korean actress. Now, this one, even I roll my eyes at, okay? I respect your opinion, but, and I honestly respect your opinion, but if this opinion came into my head, I would say, Chloe, that's silly, right? Okay. People are mad that a Korean actress has been cast to play Nagini because she becomes... I don't remember the word that I read in the article, but relatively, like, enslaved to a character who symbolizes Nazism. Everyone knows that Harry Potter is basically symbolic of the whole Hitler thing, right?
Sure.
It's an age-old thing. It's not new. And it's not even a Hitler thing. It's the idea of Nazism in a more broad... this notion that has been around since... people basically because some people suck is often identifies Nazism because it's most relevant and most dramatic and traumatic to a lot of people at the moment, most identifiable, right? Okay. America. But anyway, sorry. So anyway, but people are mad that a minority has been cast in that role to be enslaved by which I'm like, oh my God, are you serious? Come on. You can't want diversity. There aren't that many new characters, right? You can't want that much diversity and also not want it. It's just also you're saying that this person is defined only by their, culture and in some ways appearance.
Sure.
And I'm just not about that. I think that's dumb. Also, it's kind of victim blaming because it's not your fault if you're... It's just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's too much. It's too much. I'm not here for it.
People are dumb.
People are dumb. I'm really excited because Gemma Chan's role is bigger in this movie, and that's all I care about. And I'm not linking those two because they're both Asian. I'm linking those two because I love Gemma Chan.
Which one is she? Is she Cho?
Yeah. No. What?
I don't know.
Oh my God. Cho wasn't born yet. I'm mad I said yes by accident.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Is she Gemma?
She's in the Witches Council. Just leave it.
Oh, is she the?
Gemma Chan was Astrid in Crazy Rich Asians, and she had 1 second on screen in the last movie, but she's back in this one.
I think I know.
And the minute I saw her last time, and she had 1 second in the movie, I said, "No, I know who you are, Gemma Chan. You're super famous. You're coming back, yes, queen." And then the opposite happened with me when I saw Zoe Kravitz's picture. I said, "Oh, for crap's sake!"
Yeah.
Because I don't like her. Anyway, I'm excited. Looks way better than the last one. I love that little Newt's going to be in this because we're really getting some Harry Potter vibes. Super excited. Still waiting for that Teddy Lupin series. And I will keep waiting. And I love Harry Potter. And I love Jude Law.
Yeah.
And he's the perfect Dumbledore.
Sure. Well, cool. I know I'm interested to see it. So it'll be a good discussion,
Can't wait. It's going on.
November, so.
And every movie takes place. And somebody figured this out a long time ago. And it was like, yes. And even JK was impressed because she was like, oh my God, you're so smart. You figured it out. Because each movie's taking place in a different country. All 7. Wow. Can't wait.
Oh, there's 7?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Shut up.
And I thought there's only 5.
Are there 5?
5.
I'm going to wishful thinking 7.
They'll find a way to do more. So, all right. Well, yeah, that one comes out in November at some point. I'm not sure the exact day, but... And then, yeah, so we will probably try and do a Harry Potter bonus show around that time and release it through Bandcamp. So we'll just go through all the Harry Potter movies and then try and do the first Fantastic Beasts as well. But we'll figure something out. So, yeah, we'll keep you updated on that. All right, any other news you can think of?
Nah.
No?
Hasn't been that much of a... The real news has been overtaking the media news this week. Or not media,
Yeah. Political? Well...
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
We all know what I mean.
Yeah. All right, well, I guess we can just move on to some mail. So the filmbudspodcast@gmail.com is the address that you can reach us. Also on Twitter @filmbuds and on Facebook. So feel free to follow us wherever. Send us any question, comment. If you're a new listener or if you've been listening for a while, feel free. Whatever. We'd love to hear what you have to say. So the one we have this week is from Lillian.
Hello, Lillian.
So she says, "Hi, Film Buds.
Hello.
What do you think makes a good comedian? Do you think it's more so the person's natural personality and style, or do you think it's more so that they happen to choose good projects with smart writing, etc.? Keep up the good work, Lillian."
You too, Lillian. Come to my Harry Potter Halloween party.
Wherever you are.
That's a good question.
I think it's more so the personality. And, I mean, because they can sometimes
They can
choose,
carry a movie, is that, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like Steve Carell, for the most...
King amongst men.
He,
Wow.
He can make stuff funny even if it's not that funny.
Definitely.
Although, I mean, he has been in a few
Except
duds.
for Dinner for Schmucks, which offended me to my core.
No, that one's fine, but like...
No,
like
it offended me to my core. And
like-
Paul Rudd, both of them, oh my God, I was so disappointed. That's like when you find out your teacher doesn't like sleep at school. You're like, ew, you have a girlfriend? I hate that. You know what I mean?
What?
No. I felt betrayed is my point.
I just like when he has his laugh, his iconic Steve Carell laugh in that movie. It's very good. It's good.
That was the first movie that was like the first hangout I had with my stepdad was seeing that movie.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
But
And we all hated it because it offended us to our cores. We should have known that it's called Dinner for Schmucks, which
Yeah.
in my language, I feel bad even saying that on here. That's a bad word.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. So, yeah.
There's worse ones, but...
Yeah, I think a good comedian, first and foremost, is the person themselves rather than the projects. Just because you can get lucky every once in a while, but I think after a while you'd start to see
I think it's the whole package.
things fall apart. Yeah,
I think one should feed into the other.
I mean, like
You know?
Will Ferrell is a little bit of both. I mean, he
Oh my
can
God.
he can make things hilarious, but also he's been in some movies where he's just picks terrible movies and they're just not funny. But then he can be
What's your favorite Will Ferrell movie? I know mine real quick.
what?
Kicking and Screaming. I'm obsessed with. Obviously, that was like my childhood, though, right? It's like my life.
I
But
love
I love Kicking and
I
Screaming.
love Blades of Glory a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah. And then, I think because that one.
Henry loves all the ones they play on TBS.
Yeah.
My mom, no, she won't get mad. Pamela's a lovely woman.
She is.
She Talladega Nights, she peed herself. She thought it was so funny.
Oh, I like it a lot too. I mean, there's some things that don't really hold up, but I find it pretty funny overall.
Yeah.
So
good.
And a weird role for Amy Adams. Weird.
I'm obsessed with her.
Yeah. Kind of I had forgotten that she was in that when I rewatched it most recently. I'm like, she just kind of
Amy,
pops up.
what are
Yeah.
you doing here? And you're in the office? Oh my God.
Yeah, that is weird that she's in that.
Yeah.
It's kind of a strange appearance, but
She's fake Pam.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, what are some other comedians? Well, there's Kristen Wiig. I think she's able to make things
Kristen Wiig's not my fave.
really.
She was on SNL, like everybody else. Like I love Target Lady and stuff, but I just don't love her.
I like her for the most part. I mean, there are sometimes where she goes a little too Kate McKinnon, but I mean, I do find her funny a lot.
Melissa McCarthy, I think, picks good projects overall.
Yeah, I know,
do.
I think she's been in a lot of kind of dud comedies lately, like the Puppet Murders and that that
Happy Time Murders.
Happy Time Murders, the like Life of the Party, and
oh yeah,
all the I mean, that new movie she's in is supposed to be really good.
The kind of interesting one,
the writer one.
Yeah, that's kind of a departure. I don't know. I'm trying to think of comedians I really pay attention to, but it's hard for me. We've talked about this. I don't really do very many comedy movies. I'm more of a comedy TV person.
Mm-hmm.
Like Amy Poehler picks good projects for sure. Even like Adam Scott, I think when he does that, when he goes down that route, he's good at it. I'm much more of a TV comedy person.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I mean, I feel like there are, like, Joaquin Phoenix is hilarious in Inherent Vice, but then he's not really, doesn't do a ton of comedies really, but it is interesting to see a dramatic actor do that, or be a comedian, than vice versa.
Liam Neeson.
Yeah, loved him in what's it called, the Lego Movie.
That's not what I was referring to.
Oh, well, still.
He was in Life is Short, and it was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. I think Johnny Depp was in that, so you should check it out.
Oh, I will.
Yeah, you know I love me some Ricky Gervais.
Oh, and I do, and I do find Johnny Depp hilarious. So that's.
And one. Ricky Gervais does his own stuff.
Yeah.
So that's like the jackpot right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you like him, but you see my point in general. If you have a comedian, where's their personality, and they take that personality and feed it into work, that's like wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
flavor explosion.
Yeah. Yeah. I love comedy, you know?
Yeah, I mean, we're such funny.
Yeah, laughing.
Fun-loving.
Nothing better than that.
People.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so I like Vince Vaughn a lot.
Oh my, Henry, take it back.
Why?
He's a terrible person, and he's a bad actor.
I
And
don't
he
know
makes
about
stupid
that.
movies.
I love him in Wedding Crashers. I love him in a lot of stuff. I'm
You're
sorry.
doing so well.
I'm sorry. I love the guy. I find him hilarious for the most part.
Really?
Yeah.
It's bizarre. The Franco brothers.
James Franco can be funny. Not as much Dave, but
Shut up.
sorry. Yeah, but I mean,
Dave is a straight man, okay? There's a lot of respect for the straight men.
Okay. I mean, I would prefer James Franco's comedy, like Pineapple Express and Spring Breakers.
Because you don't like the straight men. And I think they're usually funnier. Like Adam Scott's usually a straight man. I don't mean sexuality-wise, by the way.
No, I mean, I got that.
Just so everyone is clear.
I find Adam Scott to be pretty funny,
Yeah.
but I mean, I like the straight men. I mean,
yeah.
Quote unquote.
That'd be a good improv group name, but it's only women.
You should start it.
I will.
Okay.
I already have. It's a one-woman improv group.
So far.
And I just stand there and yell at people.
Slowly growing.
No.
Just you?
Yep.
You just like rent a place for an hour and just do it, you know?
Yeah. I feel like, unfortunately, the type of comedy I would be best at is the annoying kind where they like roast people in the audience.
I can see you doing that.
I'm quick on my feet.
Yeah.
Quick on my feet. That's
Yeah.
true. People used to, this is really funny actually. Listen to this. This is a true story. In middle school, I was not like a cool kid in middle school, right?
Right.
But I had like secret liaisons with the cool kid. Not in any kind of weird way. Is that the wrong word?
Yeah. You had secret
Like low-key friendships.
with.
Like the cool boys mainly, right?
Okay.
Because our personalities meshed. But
Sure.
I wasn't in that like world. You know what
Sure.
I mean? Because I didn't fit into the stereotype. Also, I didn't want to because Mary and I hate everybody and we loved it that way.
Sure.
Right? So, some of those boys, this is no joke, used to text me something that someone else had just texted them requesting comebacks.
That's odd.
Isn't that, I have not thought about that since middle school, but that is weird. But also, I'm honored. You know what I mean? So I used to just be texted, like insults.
Yeah, you were that third party.
To do comeback. Yeah, which doesn't really exist in the world.
No.
But I did that. That was my thing.
Wow, I'm glad.
Yes. I was also voted in, I think it was 4th grade. I was voted class lawyer. So if anyone was in a fight, I would...
You would mediate.
Yes.
Huh.
which is not what a lawyer does.
I didn't.
That is a mediator, but we didn't know what that was.
Well,
so yes.
Well, cool.
I also had a new show at recess where the kids would a new show. Yeah, the kids would sit on. You know how playgrounds are outlined by the like wood.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody knows what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the kids would sit on that, and then people I picked, like Kaylee was in there, but she like wouldn't talk, so she didn't really do anything. She was weather, but she like wouldn't talk.
Kaylee.
I know. They put her in the slow class because she wouldn't talk out loud.
Oh boy.
I know. Anyway,
Poor thing.
I think it was fourth, and I'm not saying this in a rude way because it's an actual issue and everything, but just factually, they thought she could not read. That is how little she spoke.
Huh.
Right? Yeah. So anyway, we had a new show. I would sit and I would be like, this is what's going on this week. And then I'd be like, now over to blah, blah, blah with sports or something like that.
That makes sense.
Isn't that bizarre?
So it's like you started the Daily Show almost, you.
Heck, it had already happened. The Daily Show had already started when I was in 4th grade.
Oh. Well, you were the kid version of that.
I did watch a lot of Daily Show, though, because of Papa Strauss again.
Yeah.
He was so sad he couldn't come, man.
I'm sorry, man. Next time.
Next time.
Yeah, we'll figure out a good day.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, cool.
Little
right.
tidbits there.
Yeah. Well, I hope that answers your question, though. So, all right.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Send us more questions. We love questions, guys.
Yeah, we do.
It's our favorite part of the show because it makes us feel like we have friends aside from just
the two of us
the
in
two
here.
of us and also Braden really likes us. Don't get twisted.
Yeah, I did talk to him the other day, and he's doing all right. Yeah.
He always smiles and waves at me, and then sometimes he even comes out and talks to me.
Wow.
And you guys don't understand, like that is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like when people see
Braden?
him smiling and wave to me, like people who work at Jovian Go that I still know, which is like nobody, but like some of them and everything, they're like, whoa, Braden smiles at you? And I'm like, heck yeah.
Go way back,
Way back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, thanks for the email, Lillian. And again, feel free to send us anything you like, whether on email or Twitter, Facebook, whatever. We'll answer it one way or the other.
Yeah.
So I guess we just do our picks of the week. I don't have too much.
Trying to remember my shiz, which I'm not good at, as everybody knows.
Yeah. So I rewatched. I rewatched Paterson.
With Adam Driver?
Yes, on Amazon, which is on Amazon Prime now. Directed by Jim Jarmusch, who also did Dead Man.
What a name.
Only Lovers Left Alive.
Oh, boy, oh, boy.
Yeah, so, this one is about Adam Driver is a bus driver who lives in the town of Paterson, and he's also a poet. I mean, not like a published poet, but he continually writes poetry.
He's a poet.
Yes. And it's very much about you spend a week with him going through his daily life, and you kind of seeing the repetition in that, but also seeing the kind of nice or satisfaction of just having a very calm, simple life with he and his girlfriend and his dog. And it also brings up the ideas of what makes poetry good, or what makes art actually good. And because he's always just writing random bits of poetry, like he sees a box of matches and he writes a poem about that. Yeah, and so it brings up a lot of interesting ideas about the creative process. And it's also just a very relaxing movie to watch because it's very mellow and quiet, but it's very well put together. Adam Driver is great in it, and his girlfriend, who I don't know her name and I hadn't seen her before, but she's great in it. And they're also just these little bits and pieces of characters that are put in just for one scene or two, and then they kind of go on their way. But they're really interesting little
snippets.
Snippets in the film. And so it's really worth checking out if you're either a fan of the director or if you just want to watch a calm, interesting movie. Then I rewatched the other night the original Halloween.
Oh, Jesus.
In kind of an anticipation for the new one coming out in just a couple of weeks.
I'm on vacation the week that comes out.
We don't need to review it. It's fine.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I
might not go on vacation.
Okay. Just let me know. So it's a film that I definitely really like. It's not perfect, but it's just a really well shot, very entertaining, amazing score, early slasher movie, and it's not anything too gory or too crazy. It's just very simple, and got some good thrills and scares in it, and yeah, so it's definitely, of course, had plenty of influence over the years. So that one's really good, and then also one that you would have even less interest in. So I occasionally watch, very rarely, but I watch the some of the DC animated comic book movies.
It's like my favorite thing.
Yeah. And I watched Suicide Squad Hell to Pay.
Oh my God.
Which came out, I think it may have come out this year.
Perfect for children.
Yeah, or last year. Well, it's R-rated, so, I mean,
What?
Rating.
Confusing.
Yeah. So this one, I mean, a lot of the live action DC movies have not really had much luck, but I do like this live action Suicide Squad to a certain degree, and I like the characters and the dynamics in that group. And I've read a few of the comic books as well, but this one is it kind of throws in a lot of supporting characters who I had never heard of, but they're really interesting, kind of wacky anti-heroes. And in comparison to the live action one, since it is animated, it's able to do a lot more kind of science fiction-y stuff.
Cool stuff, yeah.
Yeah, but I actually think the characters are better suited if it's grounded in a reality, like they kind of do in the live action. But Chloe's
I'm
phone
trying
is,
to log into Hulu to remember what I have watched, and it won't let me. So my list is extremely short.
That's okay. But the live action one is PG-13 because, of course, budget and everything. But in this, because the budget's a lot lower and the audience is smaller, the kind of the actual the violence of the actual comic books is in this, and so it's a little bit grittier and darker than the live action one. And so there's kind of good and bad to the animated versions, but it's it's not one I would tell anybody to go watch, but it was all right. It was one of the better animated comic book movies that I'd seen, and yeah, I think that might be about it. Other than that, I've just been quite busy, so I think that's it.
Well, I like to watch movies on my stationary bike, as we've discussed. Did I already talk about Flower?
You said you wanted to see it.
I watched it. Weird AF.
Yeah, it seems so.
I was on the train until the last act. And I said, what? It still wasn't bad, but it was like...
You were on the bike until the last act?
Yeah, I was on the bike until the last act. And I was like, this is really weird, though, guys. But I'm still kind of, not great, not terrible.
Yeah.
You know?
Just in the middle.
At least it was interesting.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah. Maybe I'll check it out.
Yeah. You should. I'm curious to know what you think about it.
Okay.
Actually, I am.
If I can, I'll give it a look.
I think you should.
All right.
But I'm not. Now, don't come back and be mad at me when it's not great.
I won't. Yes. Because I heard pretty mixed things about it. So
I think, like I said, I don't want to waste your time. But this one, I'm actually very curious to know what you think about it. So that'd be good.
All right. Yeah, I'll check it out then.
I also watched Afternoon Delight with Katherine Hahn and Josh Radnor and Juno Temple on my stationary bike.
Huh.
So one of the people on my soccer team really likes that movie, and I was like, it's here. I'll give it a whirl. I think you recommended it to me because Katherine Hahn is in both movies, and I like Katherine Hahn.
Oh.
So I was like, all right, I'll watch it. He likes it. I'll try it. It was very odd. I think I'm not a grown-up enough to have appreciated it.
Okay. I like Juno Temple.
I also like Juno Temple. I think it's Jill Soloway who does Transparent and stuff, which I never watched.
Me neither.
It was all right. Basically, didn't see anything great this week. I would rather watch, interestingly enough, I would rather watch Flower over Afternoon Delight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll
which
give it a look.
It means nothing to you because you have not seen either. But anyway.
Yeah.
I guilty pleasure watch some things. What I watch. Oh, I watched the pilot of... Okay, so I'm doing decorations, like I said, for my Harry Potter thing already.
Yeah.
So I needed something that was okay, I'll give it a whirl, right? So I watched... I don't remember what it's called. Oh, and I mainly watch it because James Roday is in it, and I love Psych.
Oh, yeah.
Right? His real last name is James Rodriguez, by the way.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I saw that. Yeah.
So anyway, so it was called like A Million Little Pieces, and it was like not good. Like it's like so network show. It's unreal.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even get through it.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the end though. I skipped the middle. You know what I mean? Because I was like, I know there's some juice coming up, and I want the juice. Like, don't make me plant the tree. Don't make me pick the oranges. Just give me the juice.
Yeah.
You know? And there was juice, and I didn't like that either. Pulpy. I like pulpy juice, actually.
Pulpy juice, yeah.
Bad juice. It was not worth it. So no shade, but I wouldn't watch it.
Do you drink
again.
the orange juice with pulp or no pulp?
If I'm going to drink orange juice, I will drink it with pulp. I do not drink juice because of the sugar.
Right.
But if I was going to, pulp.
I go pulp, yeah.
Yeah. So I watched that.
We have a helicopter flying over.
Great. That happens a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have nothing. I don't know. I can't remember what I've watched. I'm really mad about
that's
it.
okay.
I'm sorry.
We can save it for next week.
I feel like a failure.
No, don't. You did great. You did great.
Thanks, Henry.
It was a real whirlwind.
What else did I watch? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think I have. I think that's good. So
I know I've seen more stuff though, because like I said, when I'm on my sickle, I watch something. I'm missing a movie. Between Flower and Afternoon Delight, I watched a movie. I don't know what the movie is. I bet it was amazing because I can't remember it.
maybe so. But bring it up next week,
I will.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So-
Thanks for your support.
Yeah. All right, well, I guess that about brings us to the end of the show. Next week, I don't know. Do you know anything that's coming out, really?
I don't know anything, period.
Yeah, I think that movie Colette is coming out sometime soon. And but
good fallback, I guess.
yeah, other than that, I don't know if there's anything big this week, but we'll keep you updated on Facebook and Twitter.
Faccia Libre is what I call it, even though it should be Libre Faccia. But I like how Faccia Libre sounds. It sounds like Nacho Libre.
Okay,
With Jack Black.
Great movie. So, not sure about next week, but we'll figure it out. Hopefully, we can get somebody on. Braden, Gary, Kaylee, anybody,
Jacob number 2.
Jacob number 2.
That girl.
Yeah. And
You should bring her to my party. You have to find your +1 to my party because you get a +1.
she'd probably be down for that. Okay. Cool.
But make sure it's clear, your intentions.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't want you to have a bad situation on my account.
Yeah.
You also don't have to bring anybody because we're friends. You're friends with my friends. It'll be great no matter what.
Right. Oh yeah. I had fun last year, or at
My
no, it was
holiday party.
Yeah.
Have I told you? Have I disclosed this year's holiday party theme to you?
I think so. I think you said it on the last show, but I don't
Perfect.
remember what it was.
Well, you can listen to the last one.
Is it?
Retroactive suspense. Because you
Is
have
that
to
the
go back.
thing?
You have to find suspense from us. No. It's The
yeah.
Office.
Yeah. So go back and listen to that one if you're curious.
I literally just said it. Everyone else heard it.
Which one?
Nope. Now you can listen to this.
All right, well, I'll have to listen to it anyway. So, okay. So, yeah, well, thanks everybody for downloading and for listening. We hope you enjoyed it. Chloe, thank you as always.
Thank you,
Henry.
Henry.
And especially with the shifting times and all. And thank you again for the flowers.
Oh my gosh. You're so welcome.
Yeah, and I'll keep everybody updated about how my mother's doing.
And thank you to the people who wrote reviews.
Yeah. And rate us on iTunes if you haven't already. It helps us out. And so we'd really appreciate it.
Yep.
Yeah. And we hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. And we'll see you guys later.